Hello and welcome to another video. Today with an early build guide. Today with a post-release build guide for the big BONK archetype in Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon. Today I put together something mighty fine for you. Another S-tier experience. Crushing everything in the game throws at you with a big stick. Actually, there is two big sticks we are going to use. One for single target damage and one for AoE. I'll provide you with a step-by-step walkthrough on how to grab the stick, every piece of gear, and showcase you the might of bonks on the hardest difficulty. Well, there is not much to say. We charge up attacks at enemies and deal damage. With a bit of burnt skin we have to farm, we can also make them explode, and we can sprinkle in some endurance and wield a slab of rock to sometimes also shock enemies. It's such a simple but fun build. The only drawback is you're going to run around with a heavy to medium loadout, except when you invest into weight reduction, which costs a lot of resources. Luckily, later on we can invest into practicality, make a ton of money and reduce our weight basically for free, because enemies as well as some vendors reset and drop a ton of sharpening stones we can use to reduce the weight. Still, the basic idea is to dig out a stick and slap it on. Before that, we will use an axe you can find very early in the game with just the strength requirement of 2. It deals a ton of damage, so it will carry you until you can grab the bonk stick. You will also drown in cash with this build, given we utilize practicality to use some more armor options later on, as mentioned before. As for gameplay variety, there is not much, at least not in terms of what we are going to do. Visually, you can enhance the build quite a lot. So the basic rotation is you hold the left click, dash in, hit the enemy, delete it, and dash away. You can also hold the left click and walk up to an enemy to hit them, and sometimes you are going to just use a regular left click to beat them up with your big bonk stick without charging. That's it. There is nothing more to it. As for armor, we have a few options. The knight armor is either crafted or dropped by knights. Early on, we are going to use the traveler's cloths. We can also craft a few things, including the knight armor. And later on, we will focus on crafting our own set of armor, at least the helmet and the chest, and use the duelist armor set, which we can obtain by beating him up. The path to gearing here is very, very simple. Now, if you like what I do and want to support me, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you have not already. I cover all sorts of RPG games, be it strategy, C or ARPG on this channel in form of extensive guides. So thank you very much for the support, and let's dive into the meat. For attributes, we will be boosting strength, endurance and later practicality. We start with 2 points in strength, 2 in endurance and 2 in practicality. Practicality is to boost our income by basically doubling it. Strength is for our axe and endurance for our armor. We grab the traveler set and a nice battle axe until we reach 12 strength for the bonk stick. All the rest will flow into our endurance until we reach 8, so you can equip better armor, as well as our second slab of rock, followed by practicality until you reach 8 here, and can equip even better armor that you can craft. That's it. Next, let's have a look at our skill tree. We will put 1 point, our first point, in mercantile skills to get additional income early on, because we are going to need that additional income for crafting and weight reduction and a lot of stuff. We are going to use the crafting bench quite a lot on this build. Perception, we have nothing. Spirituality, same. Dexterity, we are going to use a few points in attack speed. Later on, you want to max this one. We will also grab ferocity for attack speed after killing an enemy, because there's quite a lot of effects post-killing enemies, so we are benefiting from this one quite a lot. We cannot clear camps in one shot, so having more attack speed for the follow-ups is really, really good. We can also pick up tools of trade to reduce the time it takes to change weapons by 50%. We're going to swap weapons quite regularly, so this one can be beneficial early on if you want that. Onslaught is not needed. Speaking of which, in perception, if you're dying a lot, pick up Silent Hunter 1 time and then cheat death. This will prevent you from dying if you misjudge the situation every 4 minutes. Really good perk. In endurance, we have frequent exercise because we need to unlock this one to progress further. We pick up gaining momentum for kills. We get maximum stamina back. Back into the fray is really important, especially since you are going to have to charge up attacks. Sometimes you get overexerted, so you basically have 0 stamina and then you get the overexerted status. This will prevent you from taking actions, and this one is basically a death sentence in some situations, and in others it's very, very unpleasant. So you want to pick this specific perk as early as possible to make the gameplay a little bit better. Then we have expert weakness. After staggering an enemy, we get stamina, which is really nice. Since we are also going into strength, in general tree we have executioner. Staggered enemies take increased damage, so if we have the stamina to follow up on a staggered enemy, we deal a ton of additional damage. This one is also multiplicative. There is a little bit of melee damage here. This one is really, really nice for the damage bucket. So We don't have too many melee increases, also melee damage increases, so this one can be beneficial later on. Early on, don't pick it. 5% damage, there is much better stuff to pick. We also have hefty weapons. Basically, all our weapons weigh a lot. 8.6, 12. 12, that's 24 melee damage. For just 1 point, that's incredible value. And then we have our two-handed cluster. Brutish Fighter, 1 point here to just unlock this one. Same with Unstoppable Force. Same with Unstoppable Impact. We want to get to Dominance Presence. More physical damage the more enemies are in the radius around us. Culling Hurt. We deal more critical damage the lower health the target has. Basically, below 50% health, we execute them. Then we have Crushing Blows for more AoE damage. We are combining this one with our bonk stick and with our chest to deal a lot of AoE damage once we hit an enemy with our charge attack. We max out Mighty Blows to deplete the stamina of enemies to make them staggered. If we stagger enemies, as before, we are going to deal more damage. And we are going to recover Endurance with this tree. Then we are picking up Fury without Fatigue, reduce stamina consumption from heavy attacks, and we pick up a little bit of lifesteal. We can alternatively max this one out early for priority purposes, practicality, first point here. Then to make the build feel good, 1 point here, max out Fury without Fatigue, then pick up the Endurance nodes here to fix your Endurance. And once that is done, pick up Executioner, Weapon of Heft, and all the stuff here. Now, Endurance later on also has a few really nice perks here. There is also health, quite a lot of really nice perks here. Perception for critical hits. The cluster is amazing. Practicality, you can do some really nasty stuff here. Specifically for resource consumption, you can pick this one really early. For crafting, I haven't in this build and I regret it a little bit because I'm crafting quite a lot for armor sets. With this one, you are recycling resources when crafting with a 50% chance. This is really great for some sets because you need quite a lot of rare resources. So you can put 1 point here to make your life a little bit easier. And then you can unlock basically crafting at camps right here. Statuses, you can apply burning on enemies with combinations with relics. And well, you make them suffer quite a lot more because we have more damage here based on the status applied to them. Now, we're going to start with weapons. We're going to look at the Savine Battle Axe. This one is going to be picked up very early, 2 strength required. There's going to be, right here at this position, a dig site. Just dig up the chest, right here, and you are going to acquire this Battle Axe. This Battle Axe will carry you through the early game. There is also the Trial of Death. This requires 5 strength and 3 endurance, basically 8 points. But we can better spend this one on the bonk stick, which requires 12 strength. So with just 3 more levels, we can equip a much better weapon. So I would advise you to skip the Trial of Death. If you're still going to just get this weapon regardless, it can be acquired in this dungeon right here. For this one, you need to complete a few quests in the village. So talk to everyone here. One of them will send you basically back to Fergus here, and he will unlock the quest under the keep. So if you follow the under the keep quest, you will receive the axe at the very end from Fergus. The giant bow is our range option, requires 9 strength and 3 dexterity. I am not using it too much, so you can skip it, but the dexterity will also increase your attack speed, so that's really nice. You can acquire it right here. I'll show you really quick, because it can be quite tricky to get this weapon if you don't know it's here. So we are currently right at the crossing here, north of the Horns of the South, right next to the Hunter's Camp. You will see the Hunter mark right here. You need to climb up the tower. Do not jump down here. You need to climb to this one, jump down on the ledge, on the roof, and here inside is the giant bow. Next up, let's go over the 2 really nice weapons we want to use. The big bonk stick. Look, it's just amazing. It's an amazing weapon. Big bonk stick. Really a lot of damage. We're going to use 2 relics on that. I will talk about the relics a little bit later. So the big bonk is acquired right here. I will show you the exact location because it's a little bit tricky to get here. We are currently at the Stagfather Shrine on an earlier save. This is the Horns of the South, so all the way up north towards the river. We want to locate the river right here and then cross the river. There is a nasty boss enemy right here, a frog, hidden behind that foliage. You want to cycle around it because it can be quite brutal to fight it currently. So you walk up to this altar right here. You can talk with the plague to receive a little bit of magic. and then you dig up this chest. Inside this chest is the big bonk. Now you have the big bonk. For our next weapon, our second weapon, this is used for mostly single target damage. It has more base damage and a chance to deal additional damage in an AoE radius. The big bonk deals a ton of AoE damage because of the shockwave. The lightning deals more single target damage. So we now have two weapons we have to worry about. The weapon speed is not too bad. So the lightning is acquired in the ancient crypt right here, north of the hunter's camp. Once you enter the cemetery, you need to take care of a few skeletons and then walk up here. You need to be out of combat to open this one, so you need to kill all those skeletons. Specifically for this, the big bonk stick is really nice. You just group up enemies and then boop, everything explodes. So we are going to use a chest that's called Flamegorged. That's why we are seeing all the fiery explosions here. And we heal quite a lot because of our melee lifesteal. Now we can enter the crypt, and in this crypt, you can talk to this NPC. Now, to unlock this whole quest line, you need to progress a little bit in the main quest. Fergus in the main city, so in the Horns of the South, will tell you to investigate with the cemetery. You need to start the quest, so he guarantees that you can enter the crypt, otherwise he can refuse you. So, start that quest with the main quest, talk to Harduk, enter the crypts. You don't need to interact with anything else. So you just run down the crypt all the way down here. There should be a ton of skeletons here. One of the knights here will just wake up and try to hit you, deals a ton of damage. On the left side, you will find a necromancer that you have to deal with. And up here, hidden in that crevice, you need to jump all the way up here. Takes a little bit of dexterity. Whoop. And there we go. And right here on the ground, you will find the hammer. Once you have that finished, you can just leave the crypt by following that. Now you have all the weapons you need. For armor early game, nothing really important will be dropping for you. The Face of the Last Man can be useful. It has a lot of weight to it, so it's not too good. The Corpse Eater cap you can craft very early on, but requires 4 dexterity, so it's also not beneficial to our build. And then we have the Knight's Helmet, 6 strength, 5 endurance, a ton of investment that we can also not use. So what are we going to use for the helmet? Basically whatever you find. There is not much that you can do here in this case. You just need the stat requirement so you can equip stuff. The Looter's Mask can be beneficial. I think it only requires 2 dexterity, but we don't want to invest dexterity early on. For the other stuff, we have the Traveler's Pants as well as the Traveler's Boots. So next to the cemetery is the Arc Spire. You will see the structure that you have to go across. Here's the teleporter for the Arc Spire. You just cross this stone bridge or the stone arc. It was previously a bridge. And follow this wall until you reach this location. Ethereal Cobweb 35. There will be an enemy here. You have to loot this corpse with the Traveler Pants and the boots equipped. The chest armor can be obtained from this specific vendor here. So now you have your early game items here. Now in the Horns of the South at the workbench, you can look at a few upgrades that you can acquire early on, but you don't really need to. The Corpse Eater armor set is not for you because it requires dexterity. The Festering Helmet requires, well, a ton of additional endurance that we just don't have, so this one also falls flat. Same with Flayed Drowner's Carapace. Ton of additional stats that we just do not have. So our next option is the Knight Set that you can also craft. You can acquire the recipe from the blacksmith, so you can just craft your Knight Set. For this you need iron ore as well as leather. Both can be acquired from him if you want to go shopping. There is iron ore here and leather. You can also find it around the world. You can also find at this camp from the hunter a recipe that you can convert the wolf pelts and the bear pelts to leather, so you don't have to buy that. And for the iron, there is a few iron nodes here. There is also a few iron nodes here and a few here. So there is a ton of iron ore around the world. You can just pick this up and then craft your knight armor. Now, what is the difference if you do not have the stats? You can still equip the armor, but you're not going to have the beneficial effect. So for example, regenerate stamina 30% faster after overexerting yourself. So you can still equip the armor, but the requirements negate the magical effect. So what I recommend you to either craft the knight armor, which is much easier because you can gather all the supplies, or you can go to this location right here. There is a knight located here next to this druidic shrine, north of the abandoned stronghold. Right here in a camp, there's 2 more enemies, but if you beat that knight, you get all the armor sets for the armor, except the breastplate. The breastplate you still need to craft or find somewhere else. I think he dropped something else entirely, but they might also have changed this already and he drops the full set. You have to look into this one yourself, but still you can craft the armor set anyway. So next up, what are we going to do is to look for the Andrestre wreck right here in this location. You're going to spawn on this beach. You can swim all the way here. There's going to be 1 enemy here and you will find a cape that I currently do not have. This cape I have overlooked. So this is the wreck. You need to swim up to this wreck. Located right here is the Cloak of Retribution and the Ring of Protection in those sacks. And there is also something in this reinforced chest. There should be 1 enemy here. And this might look completely different for you currently, with a corpse lying here and this one looking just quite a lot different than what I'm currently showing you. So if they change the location on this save file, I cannot display this one to you. I know from other comments that the cloak should be somewhere on this island, so you have to look for it. But I cannot show you this one exactly. This cape provides you with lifesteal if you're taking damage. So if someone hits you, you get more lifesteal, which is really nice for the build early. Requirements, 2 endurance, 3 practicality, so you have to deviate a little bit from the attributes for this one. The next cape is the Duel Knight cape, 6 endurance, 6 strength. We are also going to pick up the Duel Knight gloves, the trousers, as well as the boots from this one, because all of those are amazing. This enemy is located right here. He'll be right next to the fireplace, so make sure to duel this one, beat him, and you will get the armor set as well as the cape. Now, you will notice the weight here on all those items is extremely low. This will not be the case for you, because what you want to do is go to a crafting bench like here, and then press reduce weight on any item, and you will pay a hefty cost if you're going to reduce it further than what is required. Just on regular items, when you first start up with the item, you will see 0.5 to 0.0 for just 100 cost, iron ore and sharpening stones. Later on, you will need meteorite ore as well as sharpening stones for those items. The meteorite ore, there is 3 locations. One is located right here. You need to walk down here up this ledge and then you will find meteorite ore right here. There is another one right here and then there is another one right here at this location here. For this one, I will show you the location right away, but first, sharpening stones. Those can be bought from this NPC or found. If you rest 72 hours, he will have a different inventory. I think this one also resets after 24 hours, but I'm not entirely sure. I always rest 3 times to reset the ore, because if you do not rest 3 times, not all ore respawns. At 72 hours, it does. So for this, you cannot teleport from this campfire. You need to teleport to this location. There's currently no enemy here. Usually there is an ogre here. There is a little bit of iron ore here, and up here is the meteorite ore. For this one, you can jump up here on the ledge, walk up, mine this one. For the next one, same, teleporter is right here. Cobwebs are here. You need to jump on the cobwebs on the ledge. Here is another meteorite. And then walk up here. And you will find another meteorite or somewhere here. I cannot remember exactly, but somewhere along the ledge right here. It should be one additional one. And just to make it complete, there is a little bit of iron ore here, copper right here, and there is titanite right here, or titanium. So you can mine it like this. Special ore. I haven't found a use for it in the early game, but later on you will need quite a lot of it. Now, the next upgrade is the Flamegorged Maw. There is going to be gloves, a chest piece, and a headpiece. To acquire the recipe for this one, here is the All Mother Temple, the big one. That's all the way northeast, right here, All Mother Temple teleport. To get access to this one, you need to beat this lady. So just beat her up with your bonk stick. Then you can immediately talk to Ugwe and buy the recipe from this one. He also sells an item for 2.5k. that lets you get 1 additional attribute point as well as more weapons that are basically not useful for our build. In this location, you can also get your crafting up very easily by talking to him. There is another video down below. I linked it in the description. You can also find it on my channel that shows you how to get crafting to 90 or 100 to craft all the stuff at high efficiency. It's very easy and you can set it up yourself very easily. It's basically tied to the stack for the shrines, but you need the bonk stick first, so you cannot do it before that. Clear them and then craft the weird bone arrows, and from this one, Stone Warden recipe after you accept his personal quest for the Stone Wardens. Currently, I still have it. Regardless of that, it only costs Weird Stone and Ethereal Cobweb. Both can be acquired in the Arcspire right here. Just watch the video if you're interested in that. And then you can craft the Flamegorged Maw and the Flamegorged Breastplate. Both require burnt skin as well as meteorite ore. I showed you how to acquire the meteorite ore. For the burnt skin, which is required for the Flamegorged Breastplate as well as the Flamegorged Maw, you're going to rest at some campfire for 72 hours. Once you have done this, the preferred campfire is located right here. You can also sell items right here and craft at the same time. So you teleport to the Arcspire, then run down here next to this stone structure and you will find the Flame Glober. They explode, you can loot them, and some of them will drop the burnt skill. Do not fight them, otherwise you're going to be damaged. They explode by themselves, drop the burnt skin. It's a rare drop, so this will take quite a while to get. So what I recommend in the character screen, skill tree, practicality, pick up reusable resources. Saves you a ton of time. Once you have crafted this one, you need to reduce the weight, and that's about it. The only item that I recommend you to upgrade immediately is the Duel Knight Cape because of stamina regeneration as well as increased critical strike chance. Otherwise, the rest is not too important to upgrade to a higher level. Next up, the ring, Perilous Orb, 7% crit chance, really good for damage. For this one, we're going to teleport right here to the King's Road. The enemy will be respawned, boop, it's dead. You walk up to this structure here. Down below, in this chest, you'll find the Perilous Orb +2. The Encumbrance Ring, or the Ring of Toughness, you will get immediately after you clear the tutorial area and escape the Asylum. Corm's Finger Necklace, you will find doing the bounty for Corm, located right here. Kill him and you will find this necklace. There is, however, 2 more necklaces that I highly recommend you. The Annabelle Necklace restores 15 health after killing an enemy, which is really nice synergy with all our build diversity. We kill enemies and we get stuff back, or we get more damage out of it. So Annabelle is located in a very peculiar location. For this, we are going to teleport to the ancient cromlech and then walk up in the tomb of the good druid, which is located right here. You need to walk inside this dungeon and then run either past all the enemies, there's going to be quite a few here, or you need to kill them. I think this druid that spawns here and doesn't respawn after you rest a few times is quite a tough fight. Annabelle will lie on the ground right here. You can pick it up and then run out if you manage to just not die, or you can kill the enemy and not worry about it. The second one is going to be the Iron Lung Stone. This one increases your stamina regeneration. It is also a really nice item, especially since you don't have or possibly have guaranteed gems of stamina, which I will talk about in the relic section. This item is located at the abandoned stronghold, so a ton of enemies are going to guard this place. They will look a little bit different than those here, but still they can be quite a hassle. You're just going to hit enemies really hard. Oh, this one died immediately. Oop. Now we're going to take care of enemies up here with just on regular attacks, and boom, they're dead. Once we're done with that, we can jump down here, and in this chest is going to be the Iron Lung Relic. Once you have cleared all that, you are ready with all your gear. Now you need some relics. On the Lightning, I don't have anything here. I can also equip Rough Hewn Relic here. It's really good. Since you can craft it quite a lot, you can just, well, stock up on your melee weapons with that. Otherwise, the Starborn Egg, it is located in the ancient cave. There is a chest inside this cave. So that's the dungeon. It will start a quest if you talk to the NPC here. Just run through the tunnels until you reach the specific location I will mention. Right at this stone crossing, you will find on the right side, right here, in this chest, the Starborn Egg. On the other side, you will also find a cape, a flame cape that will burn enemies that are in your vicinity. It is also good, but your other cape is much, much better. You can find it right here in this chest. Now, the gem of stamina is just acquired by identifying unidentified items. This can be done at a campfire. You place the bonfire, fuel it, identify items, and then you will find items here. Unidentified items only drop from enemies during the night, so you need to rest until it is night. There is one unidentified item. So you place your bonfire, fuel it, identify the item, and linen fiber. This is an RNG drop. But once you have it, slot it in your Duel Knight cape. You can have multiple of those, so the multiplier does stack. It's really, really nice. And the blood-stained shell at the end of the dungeon right here, the blood lake. There's going to be an entrance right here. You will need to complete the whole dungeon, beat the end boss, and the end boss will have this specific item. 10 health after killing an enemy is really nice. Combined with Annabelle, that's 25 health per basically beat enemy. Currently we are rocking 119 health, so basically with Annabelle you're restoring 25% of your health constantly. Really, really good. And that's about it. If you liked what you saw, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Make sure to also watch the video detailing how to get crafting to 100, so crafting is much easier in this game, and also how to make money, especially with this build. It's really, really easy. See you next time. Bye.